Hey everybody, David here, and today I want to do a video of 5 actors who I think are going to guest star on Wandavision. Now, this comes from a current rumor that's going around that Wandavision is going to have a guest star. Maybe not so much a rumor because Paul Bettany actually did an interview last week or so, maybe 2 weeks ago, where he said that there will be a guest star that has not been announced yet that will be appearing on the show, that he got really excited because he really wanted to work with this actor. So a lot of speculation has started to go around an X-Men actor. That's what the rumor is going around right now. And I wanted to pick 5 actors who I think will be appearing. And some people think that the trailers might have even already showed the scene that it might be happening in. I heard today that it actually might happen in episode 6. So not this week's episode, the following week's episode. So let's throw out 5 names there. If I had to pick 5 X-Men actors, one of them would be appearing in WandaVision. Maybe not. Watch it turn out to be someone entirely that we weren't even thinking of, that has nothing to do with X-Men. Watch it turn out to be Al Pacino or Robert De Niro or something like that. That would be hilarious. Like we've been all thinking it's an X-Men actor, and then it turns out to be, nope, it's Sylvester Stallone from Rocky Balboa or Rocky. Who knows? But yes, I am believing I'm going with the crowd that's saying it's going to be an X-Men actor. I have a feeling if there were one X-Men actor that you were going to bring into this, I'm saving him for number 1. But there's a number 2 choice that's very close for me. And then the other 3 are like the least likely, but it would be cool to see them pop up in WandaVision. I don't know if they'll play their actual mutant characters from that X-Men franchise, but it would be a nice little wink to the camera to Wanda's mutant origin, which some people believe that might be revealed towards the end of this season. So here's the 5 actors that I compiled that I think would be a worthy choice for this guest spot. So number 5, I'm going with Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman is my number 5 choice. I think it's unlikely, but I think it would be great if he did show up. Kind of like, okay, I'm not playing Wolverine, but here I am on WandaVision, who could be a mutant by the end of this series. Who knows? I mean, he's the most iconic from that X-Men franchise. If you could get him to guest star on WandaVision, like maybe he doesn't want to sign up to be a full, I don't want to sign up to be in all these movies and shows. I just want to do a guest spot appearance, and that's it, just for the fun of it. I think he'd do it for that, especially if it has nothing to do with Wolverine, because I think, I feel the same way. I think Logan's story is well told in those X-Men movies, and I think just as a little fun cameo, it would be nice to see him pop up. But if it isn't, I have 4 other choices here. Number 4, I have Michael Fassbender. I think Michael Fassbender would be a really fun choice. I don't know if I was really going to pick him, but then I thought, okay, let's pick him. But there's a reason I put him at number 3 and not at number 1. I know people know about Magneto's connection to Wanda, and I don't think they'd have him play Magneto anyways, but it would be cool to see Fassbender in the MCU to some capacity. But I think I would also save him for like a bigger role, a juicier role in the MCU if he's up for it. So who knows? With that being said, moving on to number 3, I have Patrick Stewart. That's all right. You got to have Professor Xavier, another face of the franchise who, obviously this would be a no-brainer. Leader of the X-Men. Again, he wouldn't be playing Professor Xavier, but Patrick Stewart is also good at comedy. So if they need him to do a little bit of the the sitcom stuff, I'm sure he'd be glad to do it. I don't know if Patrick Stewart ever guest starred in a sitcom. I'm pretty sure he did. Was he in The Big Bang Theory? I have no idea. I never really watched that show. But yeah, you know, Patrick Stewart could be funny if you give him the right material to work with. And it would be the closest thing to having him almost play Professor X. I don't know, in the MCU. So with that being said, who are the last two choices I have on this list? At number 2, I have Ryan Reynolds. Yes, Ryan Reynolds. We know he's coming back as Deadpool. I think out of all these choices that I have on this list, Ryan Reynolds as Wade Wilson, aka Deadpool, that's the only one that I would say is playing the character from the Fox films, because you could break the fourth wall right there. Let's face it, WandaVision is already kind of breaking the fourth wall a little bit with the sitcom stuff. You throw him into a sitcom, you can already establish Ryan Reynolds in the MCU right there. Some people don't think that it will happen, but Kevin Feige just said recently that yes, Deadpool 3 will be in the MCU. How do you introduce him into the MCU? Why not in WandaVision? We'll see what happens. It could be Ryan Reynolds. I could see Ryan Reynolds totally. Finally, my last choice. This is the one why Michael Fassbender wasn't at number 1. I put Ian McKellen at number 1. If you're going to pick Magneto's or Wanda's father, or even a hint at it, Ian McKellen obviously is the Magneto that started it all. And I just think he would be a great choice to have in here. And I know he's had some comedic roles in the past. I mean, if you watch Beauty and the Beast, that was kind of comedic. And he was in the Cats movie too, right? I never saw that movie, but I'm sure it was pretty comedic in its own rights. Yeah, Ian McKellen on WandaVision would be amazing. People would like jaw dropped. If he said that he was Wanda's father, that would be mind blowing. I don't know, again, if they'd have him actually be Magneto, but I'm telling you, it would blow people's minds if he said, "Hello, daughter," and and it turns out he is Magneto. People would like lose their shit, because Ian McKellen, I think both Ian McKellen and Fassbender are terrific. I kind of felt bad leaving James McAvoy off this list because I did pick Patrick Stewart, but I thought it would be weird if I picked two, like, okay, both Xaviers and both Magnetos. I said, okay, if I'm going to go with one, I'd rather go with both Magnetos, since it makes sense to get one of the Magnetos to guest star, even if they're not playing Magneto. I think people need to temper their expectations. It's the same reason I don't think anymore that Evan Peters is playing Quicksilver. I don't think they're gonna go that route. The way WandaVision is now structured, it wouldn't make sense. They haven't touched on anything to do with the multiverse yet. I don't know how this is going to lead into Doctor Strange number 2 right now in the Multiverse of Madness. It just, so far I don't see anything with the multiverse, unless whatever this is has something to do with the multiverse. I don't know. Maybe she's in a multiverse for all we know, and it's just changing. She's like changing the multiverse. Whatever. I don't know. It's really, I'm loving WandaVision, but it's also at the same time, we need more answers before we can decide what the hell is going on and how these characters can factor in eventually. So with that being said, I hope you guys like this video. Please leave down your comments below. Tell me, who do you want to see guest star on WandaVision in? I think people are saying it's episode 6. That's where this big guest star is supposed to show up. So we'll see. I'm sure at one point it would have been Stan Lee, and it would have been hilarious. Because, you know, Marvel likes, the MCU likes to put, when he was around, they like to put Stan Lee in almost everything. So I think it would have been funny if they managed to give him a cameo in this too. Unfortunately, I believe he would have played the mailman. I think that's the role Stan Lee would have gotten. But anyways, with that being said, I hope you guys like this video. Please subscribe to my channel, especially if you are in love with the MCU like I am. I do WandaVision reviews every Friday afternoon, late at night, after doing my spoiler reviews. So if you want to check out those, please check them out. And with that being said, until next time, Take care.